Hi, this is Tanya again, and I'm continuing the module series, the YouTube series called Google Core Tools Integration, and I'm also calling it Next Level. So it's basically not the basics. We're going to continue on from the basics in this module. So the first thing that I'm going to be talking about in this video are animations, how to put in animations, how to animate certain objects. I'm also going to show you how to put transitions in. In the first video of the basic series, I showed you how to put text in, how to put images in, how to add new slides, and to change the layout of those slides. Now you can take those text boxes, those images, animate them, take those slides, those layouts that you've placed down, and put transitions in there. And then finally, I'm going to show you some integration ideas. I'm also going to show you the insert menu, because the insert menu allows you to add more fun stuff to it to help you do these integration ideas. So I'm going to show you game show, explain it. Basically, it's a navigation thing with game show. If you know some of the basic techniques, you just have to navigate it through links or buttons. Student collaborations, creating a book through a custom PDF, reveal with animations. So if we know how to do animations, then we can do some reveal options, and then choose your own adventure stories. Okay, so in my outline, I had mentioned that I would bring up the insert menu. Well, the insert menu has all of the options of doing things that add multimedia or interactivity. But most specifically, the first thing that I said I would talk about is animations. So if I have an image that I want to insert, I can bring those in via all of these options: text box, audio, video, and then I can also bring in some shapes that are built into the G Suite slides library. You also can put in a table, chart, diagrams, word art, and line. The thing that I want to do is animation, and animation is grayed out because I don't have anything selected on my slide. So if I go to this text box, go up to insert, and then animation, when I click on animation, this comes up. Now, my second thing is slide transition. So it's nice that slide transitions and object animation are all on the same item. So when I come over here, it has the text box selected, and I have it fade in on click. You could also do it by paragraph. If this text box had several lines to it, we could have each word come in, each line of that paragraph come in, and then we can choose what speed that comes in. So I'm gonna actually have it fly in from left and see what that looks like, and then I'm gonna hit play. So after I hit play, I have to click, and it does that. Now the moving forward was what I had done first before I had even started this. The flying in of my name is the one that I had done second. Now, if I want to add a transition, which is in between each slide, something happens, either a dissolve or a fade in, fade out, I can go up here underneath where it says slide transition, and I can choose a dissolve, and I can apply it to all slides. And now, when you go to present, it will do that transit. First of all, it's going to do my animations, and then it does that cross dissolve through each slide. So a very slight addition to the presentation of your slide presentation. So one of the ideas that I had for your integration idea is to take any of your objects and animate them for a reason. So if I have a slide up here that says, click on the words that are spelled correctly, I could click on the words, and those words could fly out if I got it right, or fade out if I got it right. So that would be a way of having the students interact with that slide, that Google slide. But the one that I'm going to show you here is that when something is animated or flies out, it will reveal something that's underneath it. So if I hit play, I have to click on this image, but I put an animation on this image, and when I click it, it flies out and the answer is underneath. So the way that I did that was I selected a picture, and I placed it over something that was important. With that picture selected, I'm going to hit add an animation, and now I can choose what animation I want that to be. It could be disappear. I have it happening on click that it disappears. Now I could change that after previous, so that would be after cont goes out, or with previous. I'm going to do it on click, and now I'm going to play. So I click on this one, I click on this one, and it goes away. And when I click, they all come back. So that's how you add an animation. The transition, just to repeat, was just as easy. It's going to apply it to all slides, where I can go in here and choose which one do I want. Let's switch it to cube. Let's make it medium. And then I can apply it to all slides if I want to. So now when I present up here, and every time I click, whoops, sorry, I got to do the animations first, and then it cubes it. And it cubes it. So I hit escape to get out of there. And now I'm back into my edit mode. One of the things that I suggested that you could do to integrate this into your classroom is to create a game show. So to show you the start of the formatting of it, you can have a title up here. You could call it something interesting related to your class or your content. And what I did was I created a shape from my shapes menu, had it formatted already, and then I inserted a text, and I placed the text on top of that box. Then I selected both of them and had them, and it might not be an option now, but group. So if you have two things, whoops, you have two things that you want to come together, you can group them. So now the text box and the button are together. Now when I click on the middle and you see all of the little dots, I can right click and go to link. So this link could be to a URL, or it could be to another slide. And on that slide, it's going to have the question or the answer. So you would just have to create the boxes, link them to the appropriate box. So if this is a 1,000-point question, I'm going to link it to a slide that has the 1,000-point question on it. It's just a big old text box with some background. And then if the students need to choose between answers, you could have those be buttons, boxes that link to another slide that says correct answer. Now it's a process of being able to have that happen. So it takes a lot of work to build that, but you also might be able to find a template out there that does it as well, where you just kind of fill it in. One of the main ways that teachers use the Google Slides with their students is have them collaborate on them. So if I wanted someone to work with me on this Google slideshow, then the teacher could assign that to only specific students within the Google Classroom. So if in your Google Classroom you have an assignment, you could give them a Google slide that has the template in it, and then only assign it to those students. So as soon as my classroom comes up here, I'm going to click on it, go to classwork, and then I'm going to hit create assignment. And in this assignment, I'm going to tell the students to, collaborate on this slideshow. Give them better directions here. And then I'm going to add that template from Google Drive. I would find that it would be listed here for the students. And then in this class that I'm teaching, I would assign it to only a certain group of students. So I can deselect everybody and just select these 4 kids who are going to work on it. So now I have this assignment where the students are going to have access to this Exploring Revenge and Ambitious template that I've created for them. And I'm going to say students can edit the file, and they're all going to edit it together. Now, I could have done it individual and said make a copy for each student, but I want the students to collaborate on it. So I chose these 4 students. I'm going to put it in my topic, and then I'm ready to assign it to only those 4 students. So I do want to point out that when you go to your little waffle or checkerboard and you select any of the apps, sheets, docs, slides, forms, they're going to have the templates for you. So I'm in the slides app here, and it shows that there's a template gallery, and I can scroll through each of those. I might even find a game show in here or some of the other examples that I found. So this is under our organization. I'm going to switch it over to general, and it's just going to have a bunch of them in there. It has the education here at the top, and I can click through those to see exactly which ones are going to work for me. So the thing that I also want to show you is that when you go to the page settings in a blank document or blank slideshow presentation, that you can make the pages fit to look like other things. For instance, in my one idea in the introduction, I said that you could do a book, make it look like a copy of something that you've created, electronic digital portfolio book kind of thing. I'm going to hit custom, and then you would make this fit the dimensions of what you want your book to be. So I'm going to just have it fit the dimensions of regular size piece of paper. I'm going to make that one just 8, not that jumped in there, and it's in inches. I'm going to hit apply, and then it's going to make my pages long. So anytime I insert the pages, it's going to insert those at the dimensions that I've placed in there. I can still add all the things that I've shown you in all the videos and make my book. And then when I go to, after I'm done adding all my information, I'm just going to go to File and Print, and I could do it as a PDF, or I could just print it physically and hand it to my students or my teacher. But this is how you choose your printers. Under there should be a Save as PDF, and then you can hit Save, and then it'll save it as a book, a digital book, with all of your materials and your content within it. So the last thing that I wanted to show you was the Choose Your Own Adventure. There is a Choose Your Own Adventure template out there. I just Googled Choose Your Own Adventure template, Google Slides, and this came up. But I just wanted to use this one to show you the format of how you can create it. Now, since this is view only, I can make a copy of it. So I want to make a copy of the entire presentation, and I'm going to name it, Choose Your Own Adventure, or Sanders Choose Your Own Adventure. And I can select which folder I want to save it in. Right now, I'm just going to leave it in the folder that it's in. So I'm going to click OK. There are some speaker notes in there as well. So that tells me that whomever is chosen to do this for everybody and put it out on the World Wide Web, that they've left some notes and instructions for us. And they've given me instructions down here as well, and to follow them on Twitter. So I can go in here. It's my own now. This is mine. And I can name it whatever I like. Okay, and then I can put my name. And then, of course, I'm going to delete this stuff. Now, this is the format of what a Create Your Own Adventure story does. So the option 1 is you start the story and telling them, maybe even have a content slide at the beginning that's giving you the exposition of the story and introducing the characters, a couple slides like that. But then when I get here, after I've introduced the characters, I put them in a situation where we have to choose. So they don't have any money, they should go home, or they should go ask a friend to borrow it from them. And so then you have option 1, option 2. So then when they click on that, they go to a specific slide. So if I click on this one, it looks like it's going to slide 3. When I click on this one, it goes to slide 4. So if I choose this one, it's going to have a different story here as it would have if I would have chosen option 2, and it would have gone to this portion. So now this is option 2 story, and that's how they're labeled. This is option 1 story, option 2 story, and then now I tell the story from that perspective. So they chose to go and borrow it from a friend that was nearby. So they went to see this friend, and this friend was angry that they wanted to borrow money, and so they have 2 options. They can leave the friend, or they can angrily, or they can apologize. And so then the story keeps going on, where this goes to slide 7 and this goes to slide 8. So then the story keeps going on. And this is a really neat way to have the students explore story options, character conflict, and social resolution through character conflict. So I wanted to give you a little bonus information here. There is a place that I found some wonderful templates, themes for Google Slides, because I just don't quite like the themes that are built into Google Slides. They're very limited. So I found this really neat place. It's called slidescarnival.com, and I'm going to make that available for you in the description of this video. And so on slidecarnivals.com, they have templates free for PowerPoint and for Google. It's very easy to download them and save them. And basically what it did was it saved them in my drive right here, slide template copies. So when I open that, I have all of these copies of these Slide Carnival options, themes, different themes. So usually when I want to use them, I open them up and I select File and make a copy, because I don't want to write over this template. So I'm going to go to File, make a copy of the entire presentation. And when I make a copy of the entire presentation, I'm going to rename it, and then I'm going to put it in a different location so I can move it wherever I like, so that I keep all of my templates pretty tight in this folder. I never alter them or mess with them, and then I can save it as a different name and put it in a different folder. So that was Google Slides Integration Next Tools. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions in regards to any of the information that I introduced, or any things that the things that I didn't introduce that you are exploring or having trouble with, you can email me at sanders@nwoet.org, and I'll help you out in any way I can. All right, so enjoy the next video.